Sorry for the abrupt ending of the last Zoom. Somehow, I don't even know, but it ended. So we had just finished the review of last week's material, and we're getting ready to start on the review for this week's material. This week's material is the material in Chapter 3, which is responding to a one-level opening bid. So I'm going to share with you the handout that we used, and we were already discussing that we used for last week. So we are now talking about the responder's bid. We said the opening bid between 13 and 21 points, unless it's one no trump, then it's 15 to 17 points. And if you open a heart or a spade, you're promising a 5-card major suit. Otherwise, you open your best minor suit. Just like there were priorities for the opening, there are priorities for choosing the responding bid. The first thing you want to do is we want to wind up in hearts or spades if we can. We give priority to finding hearts or spades. So if your partner has opened a heart or a spade already, then you raise partner suit if you have support. And since we have said that partner has to have 5 cards in a suit to open a heart or a spade, that means for us to find that magic fit of 8 cards, then we only need to have 3. So if partner has opened a heart or a spade and we have 3 cards in that suit, we have what's called a fit or support for partner. So we want to raise partner's suit. And I want you to note here that if you do have support for partner's suit, if you are going to support the suit and you're going to wind up playing in that suit, the partner bid, then you need to revalue your hand. And where before we added length points, we're going to forget about those and add shortness points. Instead of adding a point for every card over 4 that we have in the suit for those long suits, instead we're going to add points for short suits. So we're going to add 5 for a void. If you don't have any cards in a suit, you add 5 full points. If you have a singleton, just 1 in a suit, you add 3. And if you have 2 in a suit, you add 1 point. Should be 1 point there. Make a note of that. I'm going to send this out to everybody, and I'll fix that when you get it in email. So the first thing you want to do, if partner's opened a major suit, you tell them right away, I can support that suit. And we'll talk in a minute about how you do that. Your second thing that you want to do is, if partner has not bid a major suit, or if they bid a major suit and you didn't have support for it, then you want to bid a major suit of your own. And you just have to have 4 cards to do that. Remember that we said you had to have 5 cards if you were opening as the responder to bid the major suit yourself. You just have to have 4. So if partner opened a major that you can't support, or they opened a minor suit and you have a 4-card major, your next priority is to bid that 4-card major. The next priority, if you don't have a 4-card major to bid, is to bid the correct level of no trump, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. And then your last choice of what you're going to do is you're going to bid or raise a minor suit. You will learn over the weeks that we really do not like bidding in minor suits. We like no trump. We like the major suits. And only if we absolutely have to do we wind up in a minor suit. So those are your priorities. First, to support your partner's major suit. Second, to name your own major suit. Third, to bid no trump. And last, to bid or raise your own minor suit. So let's look down and see what point levels we need to have. If you have 0 to 5 points, no matter anything else, you just pass. Because if you have 0 to 5 and the most partner has is 21, you do not have a game or any chance of a game. And remember, we've said we're always hoping we can find a game. And if we can't find a game, we stop as soon as we can below game. Well, when you have 5 or less points, you don't have enough to help your partner with anything, so you just pass. But if you have 6 to 9 points, then you are going to bid. And on the handout sheet that we're looking at here, there's 2 columns. One is for a major opener. Partner opened either a heart or a spade, and you have support. So that's this first column here. The second column is for partner opened a minor or partner opened a major suit, but you don't have support for their major suit. So either of those 2 situations, that's what this other one is. So let's look first at the major opener. Partner has opened a heart or a spade, and you have at least 3 cards in the heart or spade suit. And you have revalued your hand using those dummy points that we talked about up here. The 5 for a void, the 3 for a singleton, the 1 for a doubleton. So your hand needs to be revalued. Once you have revalued your hand, if you have between 6 and 9 points, you'll just raise to 2. Partner has bid 1 heart, I'll bid 2 hearts. Or partner bid 1 spade, I'll bid 2 spades. That shows 6 to 9, a minimum hand, and at least 3 card support. If I have a little bit more, 10 or 11 points, then I'm going to jump to 3. 1 heart, 3 hearts. 1 spade, 3 spades, only in the major suit. If partner opened a heart or a spade, and I have at least 3, and I have this 10 to 11, then I'm going to raise to 3. Now, if you have 12 or more points, that is kind of a magic place to be, because remember we said 25 points is a game? Well, when partner opens, partner promises at least 13 points. If we have 12 points, 12 plus their at least 13 is 25, and that's the golden number for a game. If we have 25 points between us, we're going to bid game, and we just need to decide where we're going to bid game. Now, it might make sense to you if partner has opened a heart or a spade, and I have at least 12 points and support in hearts or spades, it would make sense to you that I just jump to 4 hearts or spades. I know we're going to play a game. That is the game at hearts or spades, so I should just go there. But no, this being bridge, we have a special rule. And when we're in that situation, we don't jump to game. We bid a new suit. We bid a new suit, not raise to game. This should come off too. It shouldn't say raise to game. You should bid a new suit. The reason we do that is we want to hear more from partner, because if we just jump to game, that's a cutoff bid. That's a sign-off bid. That's a I've totally described my hand to you bid, and I don't need to hear any more from you. So we don't want to do that. And you need to remember that there is also the bid that we discussed called a weak freak, where you just jump to 4 if you have at least 5 in the suit. So that's called the weak freak, because that 1 heart, 4 hearts means a weak bid by me, the 4 heart person bid. We can't also use it to mean a strong bid, a really game bidding hand. So when we have at least 12 points, we know we have game, but we bid a new suit instead. Okay, now, so those are if you are supporting your partner's suit, you'll either go 2 of the major, 3 of the major, or bid a new suit, depending on which of these levels you are. Now, if partner opened a minor suit or partner opened a major suit and you had no support for the major suit, here's what you do. You still pass with 0 to 5. But if you have 6 to 9 points, still kind of a minimum hand, you are going to bid a new suit with your first priority to be a major suit. So if you have a 4-card major suit, you will bid the 4-card major suit. If you don't have a 4-card major suit, then you bid one no trump. And one no trump kind of means I don't have anything else to bid, partner. I can't raise your suit. I don't have support for your suit. I can't bid a new suit at the 2 level because you have to have 10 points to bid a new suit at the 2 level. So we have to stay at the 1 level when we're in that 6 to 9 category. So unless we have 10 points, we can't bid 2 clubs or 2 diamonds. So we have to bid one no trump then. This one no trump bid is not the same thing as the opening one no trump bid, that 15 to 17. This is a responders one no trump, and the responders one no trump says, partner, I just can't bid anything else. I don't have a 4-card major. I can't raise your suit, and I don't have enough points to bid at the 2 level. So I'm just telling you I've got 6 to 9 points, and I don't have these other things. The next thing is if you have a little bit more, that 10 to 11 range, then you can bid a new suit at the 2 level if you have that, or you can jump in partner's minor suit, but you still prefer to bid a major suit if you have it. Kind of your last choice of things to do is to jump in partner's minor suit. And notice that at that 10 to 12 level, you always jump. Notice that we jumped over here when we were supporting hearts or spades. If you're going to support clubs or diamonds, the same thing with 10 to 11 points, you jump in the minor suit. Now, if you've got 2 no trump, and I'm sorry, guys, I'm seeing this as the original version of this. I've got an updated version that you're going to get with the instructions for this Zoom meeting. 2 no trump is another bid that you can make with 10 or 11 points. It should be up here in the 10 or 11 level. With 13 or more points, you can either bid a new suit or 3 no trump if you have a balanced hand, about 13 or more points in a balanced hand, you can bid no trump. Okay, that is kind of a brief review of the responses that you can make. Both of these have been brief reviews of those chapters. I would really, really recommend that, especially in chapter, it's actually chapter 4, which is chapter 6, chapter 4. Chapter 4 is responses to opening bids. So in chapter 4, that's what you need to look at for the responses. Read that chapter and also do the exercises. The exercises at the back of at the end of the chapter are very good because it gives you examples of how you decide what to bid. And me describing this to you is one thing, but you actually going through the exercises and seeing how those work will be the most benefit for you to do. So we should do that. Okay, guys, that is our review, the finish of our review for chapter 4. This was my last class for a while because, as you guys know, I think I'm leaving, and Linda will be picking up with the next ones. We do not have a meeting this coming Saturday, Valentine's Day, February 14th. We have a big event going on at the Bridge Center that day, so we can't have our class meeting, but you will meet with Linda the next week, February 21st. I will be back for your last class and for the play party. So I'll be back for the 2 final sessions that you've got. Okay, guys, good luck with everything. Always feel free to contact me, email if you like. I'll be on a cruise floating around somewhere in the South Pacific, but I'm happy to respond to your emails if you ever have any questions or anything I can help you with. And I know Linda feels exactly the same and will be happy to answer your questions or help you with anything. She's a great instructor. I think you're going to have a great time with her, and I'm looking forward to getting back with you. Okay, guys, that's it for today. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.